If you've been feeling stuck with your photography, like you're shooting and editing, but nothing's really evolving, then this video is for you. I've definitely had those phases where it felt like I was going kind of in circles with my photography, and pretty much every time it came down to a few of these things that were definitely holding me back creatively. So today I will be sharing 5 real reasons your photography might not be improving, and what you can do to actually grow your photography again. Tip number 1 is you are creating without intention. It's super easy to fall in the habit of just shooting things that look cool, there's nice lighting, poses are good, the edits are great, but if your photos don't really say anything, then they're probably not going to stick with people. That doesn't mean they aren't good photos, but there's no real intention behind the photo. There's a man outside with a leaf blower. This was a huge shift for me in my photography. I started to realize that intention is literally everything when it comes to my photography. I started asking myself when planning a photo shoot, what is the intention here? What emotion am I trying to convey or have come across? What is the subject feeling? And so even if it's subtle, a sense of story, it gives your work depth. I don't know, for me at least, I just feel like a technically perfect photo doesn't, I guess, hit as hard as a photo that has intention behind it. And again, that doesn't mean that your photos aren't bad, because I also have a lot of work that I'm proud of where there's not really a story behind it. They're just really fun photos to share and to take photos of, but I still try to make a mood board or something before all of my photo shoots to have like a feeling that I want to come across. For me personally, I just am not a fan of really taking quick photos. I would love there to always be some intent and a creative process and idea behind, and that will leave viewers feeling kind of connected to the photos in a way. My second tip, and I think this is a huge one because it changed the way that I view art and I view my creativity. You need to find inspiration outside of social media. I think we all rely on social media for inspiration, which, yes, it's super easy, super accessible. We find ourselves scrolling on Instagram, following all these photographers, scrolling on Pinterest for inspiration, or even on TikTok or YouTube. But what I have found for me personally is that it has narrowed my creativity, especially because I feel like I have to like keep up with current social media trends, which, yes, those kind of help, but creative wise, I don't know, it's very limiting because you start to just overconsume content, and then you try so hard to figure out what makes your work stand out, because then you start comparing yourself, and we need to just stop doing that. But so with that being said, some of my biggest creative breakthroughs have come from places like movies, music videos especially, or even books too can help kind of revive your creativity. So what I would say would be try to edit based off of the emotion of a song or how a song makes you feel. Try to create that through your photography, or try building a photo shoot off of a scene from a movie. There's literally inspiration everywhere. You just have to look outside of your phone sometimes to find it. I find myself being very inspired by music and music videos, and I have a ton of photography ideas that I really want to do that I'm trying to bring to fruition, so hopefully you guys will see that soon. Tip number 3, you aren't studying your own work. One of the most underrated things that you can do as a photographer and as an artist in general is study your own work as if it belongs to someone else. And I do this all the time. I feel like a prime example is posting something on Instagram and pretending I'm someone else viewing it to see how someone else might perceive my work. But I think this is actually a really good thing, because then you look for things that you didn't see before, and that can actually help when it comes to the creative process and creating content in general. I think something that would really help would be going back through your photos from recent photo shoots and asking yourself what worked here, what didn't work here. If I shot this again, what would I do differently? Or even what Or what would you do the same? I have definitely learned a lot more from my own photo shoots than I have from tutorials. And it's super cool because you can literally track your process so easily. I scroll back to the bottom of my Instagram account all the time to just look at my growth. And I feel like there is such a drastic change. I just think it's really good to analyze your work and figure out why some stuff isn't working. It could be the editing or the coloring isn't good. The colors in the photo that you shot aren't working well. The composition's weird. Or it could just be you didn't like a pose. You could try different posing, figure out what poses are more flattering, what angles are good, and better times to shoot photos. There are so many different things that you can do to analyze your photos and figure out how to make them better. Tip number 4, and I love this tip so much. It is one of my favorite things to do as a photographer, and that would be collaborate with other photographers. If you guys have been watching my channel for a little bit, you will see that I bring some photographer friends along to some photo shoots, and it is so much fun. I definitely recommend doing that. I think solo shooting is great. However, collaborating with photographers literally changes everything. When you work with other photographers, especially on a styled session, you are exposed to new ideas, new workflows, and totally different ways of seeing things. And I have learned so much just from watching my photographer friends pose a model or compose an image, or just the way they shoot in general. So I would recommend putting together a simple concept, inviting a few of your photographer friends along, and literally just build something together. You'll definitely leave with a brand new energy and probably a bunch of new favorite images too. I find myself collaborating with photographer friends all the time, and I think it's really helped me because it's just fun. It's a fun hangout session, and it's just super freeing to be able to just go out with some friends and literally just take photos. It is the best thing ever. I 1,000,000% recommend doing that. And tip number 5, make video content out of your photography. And I know you're probably like, but Josh, I'm a photographer. And yes, that is the point. It is to challenge you. I started this YouTube channel because I thought it'd be fun to kind of showcase my photography in a brand new way, especially in long form content that isn't just an Instagram photo, reel, or a TikTok. Super fun to kind of show the behind the scenes of my photography process, and then also help educate you guys on different things that I'm doing or different things to help you. I think just B-roll of a photo shoot, behind the scenes clips, or even just laying your photos out like it's a short film. Creating different TikToks and reels have definitely helped me see my photos in a different way, because you can put the photos to different songs and different titles, and then I also find myself going back through my old work to then create new content out of that. So I used to just post photos online and then move on to the next thing, but by creating this video content on TikTok and Instagram, it's really nice to be able to see my work in a new way to then showcase on the internet. Seeing your photos through a video, it literally changes how you view your own work. It forces you to think about your storytelling and mood in a whole new way, but it's also not about becoming a filmmaker unless you want to be, because I think that sounds like so much fun and I kind of want to dabble in video in the future. But it's about seeing your photography from a fresh new angle. So if you're not growing in your photography right now, it does not mean that you are not talented. It just means that you might have to look at your photography process a little differently than you have before. So I would shoot with more intention. I would get inspired outside of algorithms online. I would collaborate with photographers and models, and I would tell stories. And then I would also just try to view my work in a brand new way. Sometimes a small shift is literally all it takes to unlock a new version of your creative self. If this video helped, let me know where you're at with your photography right now. I'd love to hear what's been challenging you or what you're excited to try next. But again, that is it from me, and thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe and comment any questions you have for me in the comment section below. Thanks for watching.